This video is going to go over how to write an equation or an inequality from a story problem. A couple things to keep in mind for writing an equation or a story problem, inequality from a story problem. We're going to first write an expression for the first half of the story problem. Then we'll write another expression for the second half of the story problem. And then we're going to decide, should the two expressions be put together with an equal sign or an inequality symbol. And then last, we'll just solve the equation like normal. The first example we're going to look at, it says Peppy Pets charges a flat fee of $15 plus $3 per hour to keep a dog during the day. Happy Hounds charges a flat fee of $21 plus $1 per hour. How many hours would it take for the total fee charged by the companies to be the same? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to highlight the first part. Peppy Pets charges $15 plus $3 per hour to keep a dog. Okay. Then the second half, Happy Hounds charges a flat fee of $21 plus $1 per hour. Now I'm going to separate my two categories. So I have Peppy Pets. I'm going to start setting up my equations. Peppy Pets I'm going to put on the left, and then Happy Hounds I'm going to put on the right. And then I'll put their information underneath them. I'm going to be looking for the constant amount, and I'm going to be looking for the variable. Another thing I need to look for is at the end if it wants to be an equal sign or an inequality. So if you read towards the end, it says it wants to know how long will it take for the total fee charged by the companies to be the same. So if it's to be the same, that means I need an equal sign all the way down. When I come up here and I look at Peppy Pets, it shows that they have a flat fee of $15. So a fee of $15, that's going to be the constant. And then it literally says the word plus. And then it says $3 per hour. This word per, or sometimes each or every, that gives you the clue that you are going to be using a variable with that number. So now when I write my equation for Peppy Pets, 15 is supposed to be a constant number. So $15 plus $3 per hour. And I'm just going to use H for hours. And we want them to be equal. And then Happy Hounds charges a flat fee of $21. So that's going to be a constant. And then it literally said plus and $1 per hour. And that had the per, so that tells me this one is going to be the variable. Now when I write this half of the expression, or this side of the equation, it said my flat fee or my constant was 21 plus $1 per hour, 1H. And I already put the equal sign because it wants the companies to be the same. I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign, just like I do in a normal equation. Now I'm going to get ready to solve. So I'm going to isolate the variables. I need to get rid of this 1H. So I'm going to do negative 1H or minus 1H on both sides. I can now bring down the 15. And then 3 minus 1 is 2. So I have plus 2H. And it equals. I can bring down the 21. Okay, now on this left side, I have a constant and a variable. I need to get rid of this constant, so the opposite of 15 is take away 15 or negative 15. I should do that to both sides. I can now bring down this 2h. Whoops. Let me switch it back. I can bring down the 2h, and it equals 21 minus 15. That's 6. Then my last step is divide by the number in front of the variable, which is 2. So divide both sides by 2. And then at the end, I would say that h equals 3. It has to be 3 hours, and then the two places would charge the same amount. Okay, the second one, this one says a yellow hot air balloon is 100 feet off the ground, and it's rising at a rate of 8 feet per second. An orange hot air balloon is 160 feet off the ground and rising at a rate of 5 feet per second. How long will it take for the yellow balloon to be higher than the orange balloon? So again, I'm going to highlight the first part. The yellow balloon is 100 feet off the ground and rising at a rate of 8 feet per second. When I look at this one, if it is 100 feet off the ground, that would be my constant. Rising, that means add. And then 8 feet per second, that's going to be my variable. So when I come down here and I say yellow, the equation I would write for yellow, constant, it was at 100 feet plus rising at a rate of 8 feet per second for 8s. Okay, the second balloon, the orange hot air balloon, is at 160 feet off the ground, and it is rising at a rate of 5 feet per second. So 160 feet off the ground, that's my constant. And it's still rising, so that's a plus. And then this one is 5 feet per second, so that's our variable. Okay, so I'm going to put orange on this side for the orange balloon. The part of the equation for that one, the constant number was 160. And then it said plus for rising. And 5 feet per second was our variable, so 5s. Then at the end, it says, how long will it take for the yellow balloon to be higher than orange? So this tells me that I need a greater than symbol. It needs to be going towards the yellow. So since I had yellow on the left, the greater than symbol is the one I'm going to use. I want this side to be higher. Okay, I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign. I'm going to isolate my variables. So my first thing is to get rid of this 5s. The opposite of plus 5s is negative 5s. I'm going to put that on both sides. Draw my line across. I can bring down my 100, bring down my 160. And then I need to look positive 8 and negative 5, or 8 minus 5 is 3. And it's still positive because 8's bigger, so 3s. And then I still have my greater than sign because yellow is supposed to be higher. The next thing I need to do is get rid of this constant number 100, isolating the variable, putting my constants on the opposite side. When I do that, I can bring down 3s, and it was positive. It's still supposed to be greater than. And then on the right side, my constant numbers, 160 minus 100 is 60. Then the last step is divide by the number that is in front of the variable. So I would divide by 3 on both sides. And when I do that, it is going to say s is greater than 20. I would need more than 20 seconds for the yellow balloon to get higher than the orange.